Just get my bearings. Give me a second. So when I typed in, so I'm playing today because it's there's no actual game on for the Mets today. So I'm playing the side other. I'm not playing franchise mode today on this show. I'm playing in the Negro Leagues section of it, which basically is set up that basically how do I put this? So there's a Negro Leagues museum for MLB. Well, not for MLB, for baseball. So from what I understand, and they teamed up, I guess, with MLB and put this thing, basically, this extra section that's not normally there in MLB The Show 23, and it's going to be featured predominantly in MLB The Show 24. So I already did 3 episodes for Leroy, Satchel, Paige. So you do each baseball player and you learn basically different things about them. Like this one, the first one is the greatest the sport has ever seen. His age might still be in question, but Satchel's pitching dominance never once. And the criteria to pass this episode, because you have to pass the episode, like you see, these are locked until you pass the previous one. So the one I passed, you had to strike out 4 batters in the game, and you may think, oh, that's easy enough, but it actually is quite difficult because the pitching style is not like modern day pitchers. Like it was very unique, and I guess they captured that. So I'm gonna, even though I passed these already, I'm gonna go back and try to do
On the
these.
mound, the legendary Leroy Satchel Paige.
So you get a little history with this
Arguably the
too.
greatest pitcher this sport has ever seen. We know for certain the oldest rookie in the history of Major League Baseball. Now, Major League Baseball says that Satchel was 42 years old when he finally got his opportunity to pitch in the major leagues with then the Cleveland Indians. Most who knew Satchel believed that he was at least 10 years older than he claimed to be. Satchel was likely born into the early to mid 1890s in Mobile, Alabama. And so that birth record was typically kept in the back page of the family Bible. And according to Satchel, the goat ate that page out the Bible. His original tombstone has a question mark by his birthday. Yeah, the old man literally took it with him to his grave. But when we talk about Satchel Paige, there is really no one to compare him to. Not someone who combines the longevity. By his estimation, he pitched in over 2,600 games. The great stuff. Recorded some 55 no-hitters and only God knows how many strikeouts. And the charisma. He could sell it. Yeah, he could sell it, but he could also back it up. There will never, ever, ever be another Leroy Satchel Paige.
Interesting. Okay. Ain't no man can avoid being born average, but there ain't no man got to be common. Nice. Strike out 4 batters. Game 101. The greatest sports has ever seen. Okay.
At the plate, Hayes.
Okay, it's telling me to put a slider. Okay, hold on. Let me go back and see if it puts. No, it's not putting these lines. It's not even telling me this. I'm gonna go.
And
here.
a pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's how this game gets started.
Okay. I have to strike out 4 batters, I think it was. So, let's see. Let's see if my knowledge of pitching styles is a little bit better.
Next offering is in for
There
a
we
strike.
go. Let's try that same pitch.
Just missed.
Okay.
Singy, I can't imagine batters enjoyed facing Satchel Paige. That high leg kick, so distracting and tough to figure out. This to center field. Newman makes his way towards it, snags it on the run. And there's one down.
Okay. I like his windup.
Slapped foul.
Leg kicks like Satchel's can really mess with the hitter's timing, and if you can get past that, well, you still got to hit some of the best stuff any pitcher's ever had.
That one missing inside.
A pitcher like Satchel who can change speeds, run it into triple digits, or get you out on that front foot with the changeup, you just hope you run into one and make contact.
Next pitch is outside.
Telling me to give this pitch. Okay, I'll give this
Satchel
pitch.
into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber. Kicks and fires. And down on strikes he goes.
Strike.
Satchel
Okay.
really humming now. 2 outs. Base is empty. And now the right fielder, Smith. And a foul ball. When Satchel was just getting started, his brother Wilson was a pitcher for a semi-pro team, the Mobile Tigers. Satchel got a tryout, and he was signed on the spot.
Up and inside. Come on. It's my magic pitch.
Good eye right there.
Satchel's second team was the Chattanooga
Let's try
White
that again.
Sox, and he was way too good for that league. He lost only 2 games in 2 years there.
Hacks and misses. It's a
There we go.
strikeout.
Okay, halfway there. Gotta strike out 2 more batters. I can do this. Yeah, so I like
Top of the
this mode
second.
because
Stepping in, the long ball threat, Bates.
it's not my normal. It's kind of like
Pitch.
playing, but like just like short stuff.
That to right.
Is that out?
No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And a quick out, number 1. And now it's going to be Hughes. And that's in there for strike 1.
After Satchel Paige pitched for Chattanooga, he joined the Birmingham Black Barons in 1927, which is where he broke into the Negro National League.
Satchel kicks and delivers.
Slider. Come on.
Strike 2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Swings and misses on the fastball.
3
Up
down.
in the zone for the strikeout.
Okay, one more. I
McDonald
got my
will hit
criteria.
next.
Ball 1, no strikes.
Get off the plate. No, I'm just kidding. You know,
Second inning here. No
not where
score.
I wanted my ball to go, but I guess that's where it went. Let's do that again.
Paige winds and fires.
Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
In for a strike, and the count is even 2-2.
This might be it.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming.
Put it up and outside. Let's try that one.
Satchel comes to the plate.
Satchel comes to the plate.
Got it by him for the K.
Got it. Okay. Let's go. Next episode. Satchel's pitch types. Okay.
Satchel famously had names for his pitches. So he didn't have fastball, curveball, changeup. No, not Satchel. Satchel had what he called his midnight creeper. He had the two-humper. He had the bat dodger. He had the hesitation pitch. He had the long tom, the short tom, the jump ball, the trouble ball, the radio ball, the wobbly ball, the dipsy-do. And he also had a pitch that he famously called his B-ball. You know why he called it the B-ball? Because Satchel says, it bees where I want it to be when I want it to be there. And so he had all the stuff you needed to be a star, and he was just that. He was not only the Negro League's biggest and brightest star, but he was one of the biggest stars in baseball history.
I saw that in an interview on for MLB The Show 24 when that guy was talking about what they're doing with the Negro Leagues being the whole thing for the collector's edition and everything. Pitch 2 innings, do not give up 1 run. Okay, I could do that. Now that I got an idea of how he pitches.
Now the third baseman, Hayes.
They renamed the balls, that's great. The fastball is called the B-ball.
And a pitch. In for a strike, and away we go this afternoon.
Okay, that is, I like that. I like what they did there. So the slider is called the two-hump.
Satchel into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber. Kicks and fires. That misses the zone. And it's a ball and a strike. And another ball. Chris, it must have been so difficult hitting Satchel with so many different out pitches.
All right, don't boo me, crowds.
And now it's even up.
Yeah, a pitcher with 2 or 3 out pitches is an ace these days. Satchel had closer to a dozen. Dig in and get someone like that, you're just guessing every pitch, especially with his amazing command.
Got him. Paige with the pinpoint command on that one. Now the number 2 hitter, Glass.
I like the commentary because they're also giving you, like they're talking about, like they're talking about
Cy Perkins caught Satchel for a lot of seasons, and for a while he wouldn't even give signs. He'd just hold up the mitt, and Satchel would hit it.
That one's in there. That's strike 1.
Let's try this. So I'm noticing everything but the B-ball.
And 1 and 2.
Kind of missing.
So many great nicknames in baseball history. The Iron Horse, the Say Hey Kid, the Splendid Splinter, and of course, Satchel. And now 2 and 2.
The way Satchel got his nickname is great. As a kid, he was trying to earn some extra money at the Mobile train station by lugging around bags for travelers. Of course, the bags were so big that most kids could only take one at a time. So Satchel threw together some rope and a pole for a rig that let him haul 4 bags at once.
O'Neal takes it himself, 2 away here in the top of the first.
Okay,
And
I didn't realize I was
Smith.
controlling Satchel. I thought I was controlling the first base guy.
And he swings and misses at the initial offering. Carrying around all those bags, the other kid said he looked like a walking satchel tree, and the name stuck. Satchel kicks and delivers.
Good fastball going early until they show they can make some good contact. You keep on throwing the pitch.
Got him looking. Paige notches the strikeout.
Okay, I'll take it.
And welcome back. Here's a big power threat. Bates. The right-hander back to work. And this is inside.
Ooh. That was close.
The 1-0 from Satchel. Just missed. That just misses. 3 balls, no strikes. That's in there. That's strike 1. And a foul ball. Here's Satchel with the payoff pitch.
You can do this.
And Satchel with the B-ball for the strikeout. Ooh. So digging in, Hughes. Foul back our way, and that's out of play. Paige winds and fires. Swings through that one.
Let's try that again.
He goes down looking.
There we go.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's the center fielder, McDonald. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
All I gotta do is get this guy out.
Satchel comes to the plate.
Maybe they mean the pitching plate?
Foul back our way, and that's out of play. The 0-2 pitch from Satchel.
Here we go. Come on. Come on.
In the air, fairly deep to right field. Bradley under it. Squeezes it. And that is the 3rd out of the inning.
There we go. 2 innings, no runs. You pitch high and up inside, and you don't got to worry where that ball is going. Satchel's 105-mile-an-hour fastball. Let's check it out. Pitch 2 innings.
They clocked Satchel Paige unknowingly in a ball game in Griffith Stadium in D.C. Satchel retires aside, and the kid from the military comes over. Mr. Paige, we clock your fastball at 105 miles per hour. Satchel looks at the kid. He says, son, I wish I'd known you were timing me. I could have thrown harder than that. Yeah, you'll hear from the old Negro League players who saw Satchel in his prime that if anyone tells you they saw his fastball in the hitting zone, they're lying. Yeah, you might have seen it leave his hand, but by the time it got there to home plate, it literally was about the size of an aspirin tablet.
Ain't no man can avoid being born average, but there ain't no man. God, let's strike out one batter. That's it? Okay. I could do that.
All right, ready to get underway. And now, Harvey. The wind of the pitch. Foul ball there. Satchel into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber. Kicks and fires.
Ball.
Check swing, and that's a ball.
1-1.
And pitch in for a strike. And the count 1-2.
Boog, you know who else said Satchel had the hardest fastball he'd ever seen? Cardinals Hall of Famer Dizzy Dean.
Yeah, Dizzy, of course, one of the great pitchers and hard throwers of the 30s and 40s. Fires across the diamond. One out in the top of the first.
Dizzy Dean was so impressed by Satchel's fastball, he said it made his own heater look like a changeup.
And the batter now, Marshall. And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike one. You know, Satchel also pitched in California for a while, and he faced a young Ted Williams when he was just 17. Ted said he was just dominant. Another game, he struck out Hall of Famer Rogers Hornsby 3 times. The B-ball for the strikeout. Can't hit what you can't see.
Easy enough. Yeah. Episode 3, Satchel B-ball is the next one.
Gordon getting ready to hit.
Boog, how about that no-hitter Satchel threw against the New York Black Yankees in 1932?
One of the greatest single-game performances ever. In that game on the mound, he had 11 strikeouts, and at the plate, he had 2 hits and a pitch. And that's in for a strike.
Okay,
that no-hitter of Satchel's is so rare. Only 3 other pitchers in MLB history have ever thrown one with 11 strikeouts while getting 2 hits of their own. And one of them was Hall of Famer Catfish Hunter.
Fought off foul. Satchel kicks and delivers. Another B-ball for the K.
There we go.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Parker. In there, and it's 0-1. Satchel comes to the plate. Late with the swing there.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Center field. Newman has a beat on it. Makes the catch. Runner tags for home. A big run scores on the sac fly. And a 2-1 ball game now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was someone on base. Never mind. Okay. All right. I'm seeing it wrong. Right? Didn't I just do this?
Gordon digs in now. The pitch. Strike one. Pitch misses. It's a ball and 2 strikes. The B-ball absolutely humming. That's a K.
Okay.
Stepping in, Parker. That one's in there, 0-1. First and third, one down. Fouled off. He was late.
I'm going to go down inside.
Hit in the air, right field. Bradley pulls it down, and there are two away. So two down now, and here is Floyd. There's the strike. Terry, the runner at third. Cole at first. 2 out of the inning. The next pitch misses, and that's ball 1. Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field, and it drops in. The run scores from third, and they trail by 1.
Kidding me. Come on.
And now Gordon. The pitch.
I see. This is what I'm talking about. These are a lot
Chopped
harder.
out in front of the plate. He's in safely at second. A run comes in on the play. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
I'm horrible at fielding.
Here's the third baseman, Gordon. And here it comes. Ground ball could be 2. Robinson to second, and a run scores on the double play.
Oh, how about that?
All right. Now
Gordon
I'm just
now at the plate.
messing up.
The pitch. That misses. Ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
Now I'm getting frustrated.
Next one misses, and it's 2-0. And that's in for a strike. Satchel kicks and delivers. Another B-ball for the K. So now it's the 4-hole hitter, Parker. In there for strike 1.
0-1's the count.
I'm just going to blow these by.
Swings through that one out in front that time. Next pitch is popped up. Robinson makes the play. That's out number 2.
Okay, out number 2. This is as far as I've gotten. Come on.
Terry at third. Cole on at first with 2 down.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
Satchel comes to the plate. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field.
Catch it.
Robinson puts the squeeze on that one, and that'll do it.
Oh, wow. That was rough. Okay, let's see what's next.
What really made Satchel
like
so
these
special
parts.
was 105 with pinpoint control. He could put it exactly where he wanted to put it.
I don't know
I'm
about
not
that. I've
talking
been
about just throwing
telling him
strikes.
the corner, and he's been
catcher
throwing all
set
over the place.
target. He hit the target. He didn't miss. You see, he didn't warm up in the bullpen like most pitchers do, throwing to the catcher across home plate. You know what Satchel would use? A stick of foil chewing gum wrapper. The catcher would sit the chewing gum wrapper on top of home plate. And wherever the catcher moved the chewing gum wrapper, Satchel right over the top of that chewing gum wrapper. And as Satchel would say, he'd work both corners of that chewing gum wrapper. He was absolutely uncanny.
Interesting. Ain't no man can avoid being born average, but there ain't no man gotta be common. I like that. I guess if you say it enough. Okay, I have a feeling I'm gonna have trouble doing this. Okay, I think I could do it. I believe. Pitch 1 inning. Do not walk 1 batter. Do not give up 1 run. Okay, so no balls.
Now the left fielder, Harvey. Here comes a pitch.
I got this. I got all my pitches now.
Started after it. Appeal to third. And that's going to be ruled a swing.
Right.
Paige winds and fires. And now the count is even.
Just missed with that good fastball inside, but it plants a seed in the hitter's mind. He's got to be ready for that pitch, which will open up the outside part of the plate.
In there at the knees, and that is strike 2. A lot of pitchers with great command or great velocity, but having both is so rare. Satchel was one of the special few.
I mean, 105 with the ability to spot it all over the place, just ridiculous.
And down on strikes.
He got
and that's the
struck
first
out on
out.
the dipsy.
Now at the plate, Marshall. First pitch, and he just misses.
You know, Ryan Helsley dialed it up to 104 miles per hour in 2022. To think Satchel was doing it 80, 90 years before that is just crazy.
Satchel into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber. Kicks and fires. He swings and fouls one off.
I mean, you'd think if they're talking about how he has precision, that exactly where I put the ball is where it's going to go.
Satchel kicks and delivers.
No. Not really.
Into center and a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
And it's 1-1. Popped in the air. Left field. And there's 2 down. So up next, Bell.
Okay.
And there's a foul ball. Strike 2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Swings and misses. Struck him out.
There we go. Yep, let's do this. All right. What episode number am I on? I don't even know. That was episode 5. So this is episode 6. So 6, 7, 8.
One of my favorite Satchel Paige stories involves the old man pitching in the Denver Post tournament. They're playing an all-white semi-pro team. The first kid from the semi-pro white team gets into the batter's box. Satchel throws him a fastball. He dribbles it down the third base line. It stays fair. The kid beats it out, gets an infield hit. Well, about that time, one of the kids from the opposing team steps into the dugout steps and says, "Let's beat him. He ain't nothing but an overrated darky." Well, Satchel Paige had a nickname for everyone. His nickname, famously for the legendary Buck O'Neil, was Nancy. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, Satchel looks over at first base and he says, "Nancy, did you hear that?" Buck said, "Yes, Satchel, I heard him." He said, "Nancy, bring him in." So Buck turns and motions for the outfield to take a couple of steps in. Satchel looks over at first base. He says, "Nancy, bring them all the way in." Honest to God's truth. There were 7 guys kneeling around the mound. And Satchel strikes out the side on 9 straight pitches. He looks into the opposing team's dugout and says, "Overrated darky head."
Nice.
But the legendary Buck O'Neil always said, if he had one game to win and any choice of any pitcher from any era, it would be the legendary Satchel Paige. He says you might beat him when he was out there messing around, But when he was locked in, forget about it.
I got this. What am I going to throw an immaculate inning? It's 1 inning, strike out 3 batters. Do not give up 1, do not 1, do not hit 1 batter. Do not give up 1 run. Okay.
Now it's going to be Cole.
Okay.
The pitch. And a big swing and a miss.
0-1.
Runner at first with no outs here. Strike 2.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good. And then by the time he gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
1 down on a 3-pitch strikeout. Now the third baseman, Gordon. Swings through that one. 0-1.
Okay.
Singy, the audacity Satchel had in this
nervous.
game. Just daring the batters to put
But I
one in
think I
play.
got this.
It's the showmanship that made him famous and the sheer skill that made him great. That one misses, and the count is 1-1.
This wasn't even the only time Satchel did something wild like this with the defense. There were some barnstorming games where they'd bring in one more infielder every inning until it was just Satchel and the catcher out there.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. The high heat too much on that one. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Parker.
Another legendary bit of Satchel swagger. He wrote fastball on the bottom of his left shoe just to taunt the batter and tell him what was coming.
Got him. Who
There we
needs
go.
a defense
Got it.
behind you anyway?
Nice. Let's do this. The 42-year-old rookie. That's the episode we're going into.
Now, Major League Baseball says that Satchel was 42 years old when he finally got his opportunity to pitch in the major leagues in 1948 with the Cleveland Indians. He, along with Larry Doby, would help Cleveland win the last World Series at that time that Cleveland had won. Many thought Satchel should have been named Rookie of the Year. He goes 6-1 with a 2.4 ERA his rookie season at age 42, which means he might have been closer to 52.
Let's say it again. Ain't no man can avoid being born average, but there ain't no man gotta be common. Pitch 1 inning, do not give up 1 run. The 42-year-old rookie. So he played for Cleveland.
Back here at the
think it
ballpark,
said
now it's the right
Romano.
fielder, Rose. And he deals. So here comes Satchel into the game in relief. Satchel comes to the plate. In the air, left field. Makes the catch, and there's 1 gone.
Up and inside. Come on. Here we go. I love that windup.
And first offering is fouled off. Paige winds and fires.
I'm letting the game call my pitches. I'm just sticking with them.
That one hit to right. Thomas under it. And makes the grab. And there's 2 away. This one lifted in the air, left field.
He's got it.
Snyder puts the squeeze on that one, and that'll end the inning.
There we go. We got this. That was episode. So this should be the last steps. The 42-year rookie continued. Are we playing a whole game? Ain't no man can avoid being born average, but there ain't no man gotta be common. Pitch 2 innings. Do not give up 1 run. Okay. Nighttime game. The grays and the dark blues look like a Yankee.
Welcome back onto the bottom of the 8th. And now the center fielder, Michaels. And the pitch. Flares it into the outfield. Hauls it in for the out. Well, Satchel's a rookie today, but he's got a long professional history in Cleveland. Back in 1931, Satchel pitched 5 games with the Cleveland Cubs. And then, of course, he pitched in Cleveland with other teams, particularly the Pittsburgh Crawfords.
Those Crawfords teams of the early 30s, Boog, right up there with the best ever in baseball.
That's right. Paige, Josh Gibson, Oscar Charleston, Judy Johnson, Cool Papa Bell. Just ridiculous. In the air, center field.
This guy's got it.
Fox hauls it in, 2 away.
Four-seam fastball. I got this.
Satchel into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Got him to go up the ladder for the K.
Okay. Next inning.
Welcome back to Comiskey Park. And now Harrison. And a pitch. That's in there. And that is strike 1.
There we go. What was the speed on that pitch? 86? Ooh. 86-mile-an-hour fastball. I think it's time to retire, Satchel.
0-2 as he waves at that one. Got him! And that's the first out.
Take it.
Here's the catcher, Bates. And first offering is fouled off. Satchel kicks and delivers. The 0-2 pitch from Satchel. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Satchel comes to the plate. Struck him out looking.
Right in the corner.
So digging in, Murray.
Sinker. Yeah, I'm going to put the sinker up top. Look at that.
Lifted in the air down the left side. Snyder on the move to his right. Ball game.
There we go. Let's see. Do we get an ending? Oh, it's another episode? The Old Man and the Socks.
Now, Satchel in 1965 is believed to be 59 years old if you believe he was born in 1906, which I do not, but for the sake of the story, we'll say that he was indeed born in 1906. He pitches 3 shutout innings against the Boston Red Sox, giving up only 1 hit in those 3 innings. Great trivia question. Who got that long hit off of Satchel? The legendary Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz. Yaz gets a double against the old man. Satchel leaves him at third and shut down everybody else over 3 of the most remarkably pitched innings in baseball history. And they were all turning, going back into the dugout in utter disbelief that they couldn't hit that old man.
3 shutout innings. Ain't no man can avoid being born average, but there ain't no man gotta be common. Strike out 1 batter, pitch 3 innings, do not give up 2 hits. Two hits?
Now here is Hill.
Oh wow, that strike
The line to kick the pitch. Satchel making him look foolish. Satchel into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber. Kicks and fires. Barehand grab, but no chance. That's an infield single.
Well, that's one of those knocks where you almost expect to get some jabs from your teammates when you get back to the dugout. Tied him up really well with that pitch inside. Couldn't get it out of the infield, but somehow turns it into a knock. It's a thing of beauty, and some hits just don't make sense.
Murray now in the box. Comes up empty with a swing there. Hill aboard here at first with nobody out.
Well, Boog, Satchel was 59 when he pitched this game, at least officially. Well, we're both in our early 50s, and I can't imagine how he did it. Makes me hurt just thinking about it. He'd tell you a million different reasons why he was able to keep playing so long. Not sure which of them I believe, though.
Struck him out on a fastball that crawled to the plate. Sherman will hit next. Satchel kicks and delivers.
One of Satchel's rules for staying young was to avoid fried meats. That's one you live by, right, Boo?
Well, unless I'm in Philadelphia. The 0-2 pitch from Satchel.
It's a good take.
Satchel comes to the plate. Popped up first base side. Benson on his way over. He makes the catch, and there's 2 down. The number of stories around Satchel are endless. One of my favorites, the rocking chair he had next to the bullpen for this game for the Kansas City A's.
Charles Finley, who owned the A's, also had a nurse out there to rub Satchel's arm with special oils. Tremendous showmanship, and then he went out and dominated the Red Sox.
And that is that.
Okay, I got this.
Second inning set to go. Here's the center fielder, Leonard. The wind and the pitch. Down the line towards the corner, Murphy as he glides to his left. And out number 1 on the grab.
You know, after this game, Red Sox legend Carl Yastrzemski gave Satchel a big hug. One legend showing respect to another. And you know what? The fans gave Satchel a curtain call after he left the mound as well.
And a couple of quick outs.
high balls. So if they go anywhere,
the next offering misses. And 1-1.
they will go
There's a strike.
into the outfield.
One
Where
ball,
my
2
outfielders
strikes.
will catch them and do good.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The old man keeping these hitters in check. On to the third inning. Here's a speed threat. Green. The pitch. And there's a strike. Paige winds and fires. And a swing and a miss there.
2 strikes.
Come on.
On the ground to third. Over to first. 59 years old, so they say, and he's still untouchable. Now here is Moss. That's a strike.
Got this.
And strike 2.
0-2 is the count.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. That's
One
the
more out.
second out. Back to the top of the lineup. And now the shortstop, Hill. That one's in there. That's strike 1.
Let's not fuck this up.
The wind of the pitch. Swings and misses.
No ball,
That's
2
strike
strikes.
2.
Is this going to be it? This is going to be the last pitch.
And a pop-up right side, foul territory. Benson flashes the leather on the running catch.
Got it. Got this. Oh, yeah. Let's see what happens now. Wait, there's more? Hold on. I got to see how many there are.
Without question, Satchel Paige was the Negro League's biggest and brightest star. The
I
man
think
would
there's
ride
10.
into
So this should be
towns,
the last
and the
one.
entire towns would shut down to watch him pitch. Everyone wanted to see the old man do his thing. Was he a little bit disheartened when he wasn't the first to break baseball's color barrier? Of course he was, because in many ways, he was the Negro Leagues. And I'm not sure there's any more lore or legend surrounding any one athlete. Perhaps it's because we don't really know how old he truly was, and because he dazzled us for decades. By the time he ended his career, he was either 59 or maybe 69 years old, and he was still getting it done. Only the immortal Leroy Satchel Paige.
Oh, nice. View player card. Very nice. Toggle attributes. I don't know what to do with these player cards. Okay, so that is done. I am going to storyline recap. Can we watch? You have completed the Satchel Paige storyline. Rewatch their episodes in the storyline recap. Oh, let's watch that.
On the mound, the legendary Leroy Satchel Paige. Arguably the greatest pitcher this sport has ever seen. We know for certain the oldest rookie in the history of Major League Baseball. Now, Major League Baseball says that Satchel was 42 years old when he finally got his opportunity to pitch in the major leagues with then the Cleveland Indians. Most who knew Satchel believed that he was at least 10 years older than he claimed to be. Satchel was likely born into the early to mid-1890s in Mobile, Alabama. And so that birth record was typically kept in the back page of the family Bible. And according to Satchel, the goat ate that page out the Bible. His original tombstone has a question mark by his birthday. Yeah, the old man literally took it with him to his grave. But when we talk about Satchel Paige, there is really no one to compare him to. Not someone who combines the longevity. By his estimation, he pitched in over 2,600 games. The great stuff. Recorded some 55 no-hitters and only God knows how many strikeouts. And the charisma. He could sell it. Yeah, he could sell it, but he could also back it up. There will never, ever, ever be another Leroy Satchel Paige. Satchel famously had names for his pitches. So he didn't have fastball, curveball, changeup. No, not Satchel. Satchel had what he called his midnight creeper. He had the two-humper. He had the bat dodger. He had the hesitation pitch. He had the long tom, the short tom, the jump ball, the trouble ball, the radio ball, the waddly ball, the dipsy-do. And he also had a pitch that he famously called his B-ball. You know why he called it the B-ball? Because Satchel says, it bees where I want it to be when I want it to be there. And so he had all the stuff you needed to be a star, and he was just that. He was not only the Negro League's biggest and brightest star, but he was one of the biggest stars in baseball history.
Very nice.
They clocked Satchel Paige unknowingly in a ball game in Griffith Stadium in D.C. Satchel retires aside, and the kid from the military comes over. Mr. Paige, we clock your fastball at 105 miles per hour. Satchel looks at the kid. He says, son, I wish I'd known you were timing me. I could have thrown harder than that.
That's great.
Yeah, you hear from the old Negro League players who saw Satchel in his prime that if anyone tells you they saw his fastball in the hitting zone, they're lying. Yeah, you might have seen it leave his hand, but by the time it got there to home plate, it literally was about the size of an aspirin tablet. What really made Satchel so special was 105 with pinpoint control. He could put it exactly where he wanted to put it, and I'm not talking about just throwing strikes. The catcher set the target. He hit the target. He didn't miss. You see, he didn't warm up in the bullpen like most pitchers do, throwing to the catcher across home plate. You know what Satchel would use? A stick of foil chewing gum wrapper. The catcher would sit the chewing gum wrapper on top of home plate. And wherever the catcher moved the chewing gum wrapper, Satchel right over the top of that chewing gum wrapper. And as Satchel would say, he'd work both corners of that chewing gum wrapper. He was absolutely uncanny. One of my favorite Satchel Paige stories involves the old man pitching in the Denver Post tournament. They're playing an all-white semi-pro team. The first kid from the semi-pro white team gets into the batter's box. Satchel throws him a fastball. He dribbles it down the third base line. It stays fair. The kid beats it out, gets an infield hit. Well, about that time, one of the kids from the opposing team steps into the dugout steps and says, let's beat him. He ain't nothing but an overrated darky. Well, Satchel Paige had a nickname for everyone. His nickname, famously for the legendary Buck O'Neil, was Nancy. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, Satchel looks over at first base and he says, Nancy, did you hear that? Buck said, yes, Satchel, I heard him. He said, Nancy, bring him in. So Buck turns and motions for the outfield to take a couple of steps in. Satchel looks over at first base. He says, Nancy, bring him all the way in. Honest to God's truth. There were 7 guys kneeling around the mound. And Satchel strikes out the side on 9 straight pitches. He looks into the opposing team's dugout and says, overrated darky hay. But the legendary Buck O'Neil always said if he had one game to win and any choice of any pitcher from any era, it would be the legendary Satchel Paige. He says you might beat him when he was out there messing around, but when he was locked in, forget about it. Now, Major League Baseball says that Satchel was 42 years old when he finally got his opportunity to pitch in the major leagues in 1948 with the Cleveland Indians. He, along with Larry Doby, would help Cleveland win the last World Series at that time that Cleveland had won. Many thought Satchel should have been named Rookie of the Year. He goes 6-1 with a 2.4 ERA his rookie season at age 42, which means he might have been closer to 52.
And in comes Cleveland Page's Satchel Paige to mount the mound for the Tribe.
Now, Satchel in 1965 is believed to be 59 years old if you believe he was born in 1906, which I do not, but for the sake of this story, we'll say that he was indeed born in 1906. He pitches 3 shutout innings against the Boston Red Sox, giving up only 1 hit in those 3 innings. Great trivia question. Who got that long hit off of Satchel? The legendary Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz. Yaz gets a double against the old man. Satchel leaves him at third and shut down everybody else over 3 of the most remarkably pitched innings in baseball history. And they were all turning, going back into the dugout in utter disbelief that they couldn't hit that old man. Without question, Satchel Paige was the Negro League's biggest and brightest star. The man would ride into towns, and the entire towns would shut down to watch him pitch. Everyone wanted to see the old man do his thing. Was he a little bit disheartened when he wasn't the first to break baseball's color barrier? Of course he was, because in many ways, he was the Negro Leagues. And I'm not sure there's any more lore or legend surrounding any one athlete. Perhaps it's because we don't really know how old he truly was, and because he dazzled us for decades. By the time he ended his career, he was either 59 or maybe 69 years old, and he was still getting it done. Only the immortal Leroy Satchel Paige.
Nice. You know what? I gotta say that basically, the reason why I had only done 3 episodes of this one before and I didn't come back to it, well, number one, I just stopped playing in general. That's my own personal issues. But at the time when I first started playing, at that time really seriously with MLB The Show, I wasn't as good. Now I've been able to raise my difficulty up both on basically both on what's it called, on pitching and hitting. So obviously I've become a little more adept in pitching, and the fact that I'm playing a lot more. You know, in the past I was playing just basically March to October, but MLB The Show 23 is the first seasons that I'm basically playing full games where you basically are getting that crash course and that experience in pitching to the point where I came back to this and it wasn't as difficult for me. So it was definitely a lot more fun this time. Obviously, I got a little frustrated when I couldn't do that thing where you just had to, I think, strike out um the two pitchers or the two innings or whatever it was, or the one inning. So I was getting a little not heated, but just frustrated. That's how I get when I play games if I don't do well. Um, I have to just remind myself to just stick with it, and you'll get through it. Obviously, it's not a big thing, but that's the point of it. But what I do love is the history lessons that you get from the bald headed gentleman. That I think he basically runs the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, and the history lesson that you get on these individual players I really like. And MLB The Show 24, um it's, from what I understand, they're doing a story mode with Jeter as also part of it, with also introducing more players from the Negro Leagues as part of the game. So that kind of content, honestly, I really um would enjoy playing more like that. Yeah. So I will definitely be coming back to this. Like I said, think spacing this out. Captain Buck O'Neill. Okay, so that is, I guess you get that card if you, yeah, if you complete all 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I completed 1. There's 9 episodes. Okay, so there's either 9 or 10 episodes for all of these. So yeah, I'll be coming back to this. Yeah. Um, that is the end of the video. I am not going to do a second one because I think it would take me a little over an hour to do one more. And to be honest, I kind of want to extend these out because I really enjoy these. So, starting, well, tomorrow I have to install it once I get it. MLB The Show 24 is coming out early access tomorrow. So I will be jumping on that and splitting my time between 23 and 24 on days, basically live on Twitch on days that the Mets are playing. I will be playing MLB The Show 23 and 24. I think what I'm going to do, actually, because sometimes the Mets play at 1 o'clock my time, or 7 o'clock basically, or maybe even later. So instead of having to bounce back and forth between different times, I think I'm going to start streaming live on Twitch. MLB The Show 23 and 24 at 9 a.m. Eastern, and then go through until I finish up basically 23 and 24. And then that way I can watch the games. And then whatever I stream, let's say tomorrow I'm going to stream the franchise mode, which I skipped ahead on 23. I am now in the postseason. So I'm going to, whatever I stream tomorrow live, the next day, so Saturday, the VOD from what I do on Friday will be available on Saturday, and then on Saturday I will be playing live again, either in a separate mode or going through my franchise time with MLB The Show 23. Although, I skipped postseason, but dropped a save just in case I didn't want to do that. And I may go back because I don't know, maybe I will do that and just I don't know, because I kind of don't want to shortchange MLB The Show 23. So maybe I'll go back on my save and go back to where I was. I had only played basically, I think. So if you've been watching these videos wherever you're watching, I only played I think one of the games on my calendar off stream because I just played it to see how it is. But I enjoy like not only playing but like talking while I'm playing, like getting these thoughts out and saying this because I'm obviously it's a work in progress. Nothing is set in stone to what I'm doing. This is all for fun. This is not a career, but I'm trying to help people understand what I am doing in case they are watching to know how they could. Well, it's hard to plan if I'm saying that I'm not. But yeah, just keep an eye out. I am the Casual Noob Gamer on Twitch and the Casual Noob Gamer on YouTube. Um, yeah, so that's where you will find it. I think I'm only gonna be doing MLB The Show going forward on my channels. I don't know about doing any of the other stuff. Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a thing where like tomorrow, because I'm gonna be doing basically between 9 and 12 o'clock in the morning doing MLB The Show. So if I could pop out a game on MLB 23 and MLB 24, like let's say when I get the second game, because I also have to install it, it's gonna take a little time. If I can get out a game on each one between 9 and 12, and then I have a little time left over, then I could jump into something like Disney Dreamlight Valley, which I was streaming that I was doing, that I was having a fun time playing, because I kind of want to get to that. Because there's also other games that are what I call never-ending games, that basically there's really no end to them. You could just play them indefinitely, but there is kind of a little bit end, because Disney Dreamlight Valley, you have like a story mode and like tasks and stuff to complete to get different characters. Obviously, you can play that game never ending forget forever, but if I can access something like with this, with the Negro Leagues, there is a storyline in that you're learning about these 8 players here on 23, and then I believe there's 10 on 24, plus you have Derek Jeter storyline. So, there is technically a set thing, and then like on this, I consider like playing a season on franchise mode, playing a season on March to October, and then there's also Road to the Show, which I'm not too familiar with. I was thinking about starting that up, but then that's also a whole thing. And I played a little bit of March to October on here with my files that I had already created, because I did one for the Mets and one for the Yankees. And it's not all just controlling pitching during pitching time and then controlling batting during batting time. Sometimes you just take control of one player for like a couple of innings, and you have to like do everything. Like you have to hit and then get on base and then know when to run, know when to steal the base. And you could actually lose the game doing it that way. Apparently, when you're on the easiest difficulty, you just control it the way that franchise mode is. So I like that it's a little different for each one. But yeah, no, I can do that too. like I said with Disney Dreamlight Valley, like once you unlock all the characters, I mean, you can come back to it later on if they add more characters, and then you happen to purchase the if there's DLC to purchase to get it, because the game was supposed to be free to play, and then they kind of put the kibosh on that one and said, no, we're getting so much money that, well, they didn't say, but I guess they're getting so much money with people purchasing the early access that they're like, why are we not charging for this? It's lost revenue if they don't, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, that is my spiel. This was fun and interesting because I like history. History is like one of the things that just really interests me, and I like baseball. And I would have never, if I had not played this year, I would have never learned about these players probably because I don't know about I've heard the names of older baseball players, including some of these people, but I don't know anything about them or would have probably pursued anything because I don't do stuff like that. But this definitely has sparked the interest for me to not only learn more about this stuff, but also to learn about other players. Like like I said, I like the Mets, so learning about like Mets who have played, but I would love to watch like old baseball footage. Base time, yeah. Baseball like old time footage of like older players and just like seeing games and stuff. But I mean, there's only so much time, so yeah. Anyway, this video's gone on way longer than I thought. I'm gonna end it here. Everyone have a good one.